Hello, lovelies! Okay, so a few weeks ago, I shared this easy mushroom ramen dish, and you guys seemed to really eat it up. In fact, it became one of our most liked posts ever on Instagram. And I thought, hey, if you love ramen so much, maybe it was time to share 3 more delicious ways to enjoy it, none of which are actually soups. So today I've got 3 yummy ramen recipes for you. All 3 of these tasty recipes are going to be featured on healthymealplans.com. If you're not familiar, it is our awesome meal planning site. And today we are actually offering 50% off our specialty meal plan bundle. So this is 12 weeks of meal plans prepared by our in-house dietitian, who is absolutely awesome. They're nutritionally balanced, they're totally delicious, and the best part is once you purchase them, you can customize them any way you want. So you can swap your meals in and out. If you want to take a look, I will link all those details in the description box below. Again, 50% off today. And without further ado, let's get to some ramen making, starting with this incredible spicy shrimp ramen. It's a little spicy, a little sweet, a little savory, so many of my favorite flavors in one place. It all starts with a nice non-stick skillet on the stove. If you've got a wok, this is a great place to use one. I've got some oil heating up over medium-high heat, and as soon as that oil is nice and hot, I am going to add my shrimp to the pan. I'm using some peeled shrimp in this recipe. I've left the tails on for extra flavor, and I'm just gonna cook my shrimp until it is nice and pink and opaque, which only usually takes between 3 and 4 minutes. Once your shrimp is nice and pink and opaque, you can take it out of the pan, because there is nothing less delicious than overcooked shrimp. It gets really rubbery and it's not nice. So we take our shrimp out of the pan first, and then we can get to work on building the rest of our dish, and we'll add it in at the very end so that it stays nice and tender. Our pan is still nice and hot, so now we are going to get a little sauce happening in it. I'm gonna start with some broth. I'm using some chicken broth, but some seafood broth would work really well here. If you can find it, definitely give that a try. Then I'm going to load in the flavor, as I am known to do. I'm going to add some freshly grated ginger, a little bit of chili garlic paste, some honey for sweetness, and a good helping of soy sauce. I'll stir all of that together, and then I'm going to bring this mixture to a nice simmer. And as soon as it starts to simmer, I am going to add my ramen straight into the pan. This is sort of a similar concept to the one-pot pastas you've seen me make on the channel. Instead of cooking my ramen separately in boiling water, I'm actually going to cook them right in the pan in this yummy, flavorful broth. Not only does it save you from having to do any additional dishes, it prevents your ramen from sticking together in the pan, and it happens to also impart a ton of great flavor into the ramen. So there's a lot to love. Now your noodles are only going to take about 2 to 3 minutes until they start to loosen up, and that means it's time to get some veggies into the pan. Today I'm using a combination of thinly sliced green cabbage, some red bell pepper, and I've also got some matchstick carrots. You could really use any veggies you want in this recipe. Just clear out your fridge and dump them right into the pan. We're basically just gonna let them become nice and tender and coated in that awesome, flavorful sauce. As soon as those veggies start to soften, maybe another 2 to 3 minutes, we can get our shrimp back into the pan and give it all a good toss. And basically, dinner is served, guys. If you can believe it, this entire dinner comes together in less than 15 minutes on the stove and is packed with loads of great flavor. Nothing ramen with that. For my next dish, guys, I am making these unbelievable beefy ramen noodles, and seriously, this is like comfort food at its finest. It's almost like Asian-inspired hamburger helper, if you will. So it all starts with a little bit of oil in a non-stick skillet. As soon as your oil is hot, you can go ahead and add some onion to the pan. Once that onion is all hot and bothered, you can get some garlic into the pan and give that a little swish. That's the technical term for what I'm doing now, swishing. Once your garlic is amply swished, you can go ahead and add your ground beef to the pan. Now, I'm doing this with beef. You have the option to do this with some pork if you wanted to, or some poultry. This is a really sort of rich, comforting dish, and I think beef lends itself perfectly to it. We're just going to cook our beef, breaking it up with the side of our spoon until it's no longer pink, and then we can go ahead and add some beef broth to this. I love adding beef broth here because it's got such a rich, savory flavor. It's perfect in this recipe. I'm also going to be adding some hoisin sauce to this, which has a touch of sweetness, a little bit of oyster sauce, as well as some soy sauce into this. Any sauce that starts with hoisin, oyster, and soy, you know is going to be outstanding. Once this is nice and simmery, it's time to get our ramen into the pan. Once again, we are going to be cooking our ramen right in the same dish. And once again, it's just going to take them maybe 3 to 4 minutes to cook completely in that sauce. And this is basically ready to be enjoyed. As you can see, the absence of green here is probably pretty noticeable. You could definitely add some kale, a little spinach to this, but I'm keeping things simple with just a really heaping helping of finely chopped green onion. And that's it, that's all. Dinner is ready, guys. I like serving it up with some sesame seeds, and there you have it, more dinner deliciousness, totally family friendly in under 15 minutes. Guys, I have to say, this last ramen dish I am most excited about. It is Thai green curry ramen, and it's nice and spicy and filled with beautiful greens. I'm gonna get started by heating up some coconut oil in a non-stick skillet. I'm using coconut oil in this recipe because I'm also going to be using coconut milk, so it's fine that it imparts a little coconutty flavor to my dish. To that, I'm going to add some onion, cook it till it's softened, and then add some garlic and some ginger as well. Once that garlic and ginger is nice and fragrant, after about 30 seconds or so, we're going to load in some green curry paste, which is one ingredient that I totally can't get enough of. I love green curry paste. You could also use red, but it has a bit of a different flavor profile. I sometimes have trouble finding green curry paste at my local supermarket, so I usually just order it online. I will leave a link in the description box for you if you have the same issues. What I like to do is just heat it up for 30 seconds to a minute, giving it all a good stir. Heating up your curry paste like this really helps to maximize its flavor. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add a combination of vegetable broth to my pan, as well as some coconut milk. I'm not using a huge amount. I don't wanna overpower it with coconut flavor, but I've gotta say, when it comes to green curry, coconut is the perfect complementary flavor. Oh, I almost forgot. We also need to add our fish sauce to this. When it comes to Thai cooking, fish sauce is one of the unsung heroes. It's got the most amazing umami flavor, like a nice savory bite. That being said, if you did want to keep this dish completely vegan, you can leave the fish sauce out and swap in a little soy sauce here instead. Totally up to you. We'll give that all a quick mix, let it come to a simmer, and then we know it's time to add our ramen to the pan. As soon as that ramen starts to soften up, I want to get some veggies in as well. So I'm gonna get some snow peas into the pan. I've got some bean sprouts, and I've also got a nice big helping of spinach. I like keeping everything green in this recipe just because the theme is green curry, but obviously add whatever you like, and there's no wrong answer here. Next, for some protein, I'm actually going to be adding some extra firm tofu into this dish. I've cut it into small cubes. If you wanted to use some cooked shrimp or some cooked chicken in this recipe, both would work really well, but I really do love tofu. I think it's the perfect complement with that nice green curry flavor. We're gonna add even more great fresh flavor with some fresh mint and some fresh cilantro. I just wanna give my tofu a chance to heat through. That's all it really takes. I like finishing it off with a good squeeze of lime juice to freshen up all of those flavors. And oh my gosh, guys, this is one of my new favorite dinners. Not only does it make an effortless, nutritious, and delicious dinner, it also makes really great leftovers. And if you take it to work for lunch, this Thai green curry ramen is sure to tide you over until dinner. Guys, I'll admit it, I absolutely love ramen, so thanks to you for giving me an excuse to make 3 yummy ramen dishes that I now get to enjoy. I hope you'll give these yummy recipes a try, and if you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Facebook me a photo, because I always love seeing your kitchen creations. And guys, don't forget, we are offering 50% off our amazing 12-week meal plan bundle over on healthymealplans.com. It's dietitian developed, so it's nutritionally balanced. It's got tons of amazing recipes in it, and it's fully customizable, so you can swap the dishes in and out to suit your personal preferences. I hope you will check it out. All you do is enter the coupon code EATWELL. All of the details will be linked in the description box below. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.